The royal court of Agra, a grand Mughal court in Agra, a grand hall. The mighty Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb sits on his throne, towering over the assembly. The room is filled with courtiers and spies, surrounded by ministers and soldiers, watching. His piercing eyes fixed on a figure stands before him, the great Maratha warrior. Strong, unwavering, and fearless, it is none other than Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Means standing before Aurangzeb, not just any man. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, the lion of the Marathas. His presence alone commands respect. He does not bend, he does not lower his gaze. He stands tall, like a mountain before the storm. Aurangzeb, smirking with a cold tone. Shivaji, you are now in my empire. What power do you hold here? Your swords are far away, your army is scattered, and yet you stand before me like a ruler. The air is tense. The court watches in silence, expecting Shivaji to bow, but he does not. Instead, he stands tall, his eyes sharp, his spirit unbroken. Aurangzeb smirks, but inside he knows Shivaji is not a man who will break easily. Shivaji, smirking and undaunted, his voice sharp like a blade. A ruler? No, Aurangzeb, I am but a servant of Dharma, of truth, and of my motherland. My power does not lie in palaces or armies. It lies in the spirit of my people. Power does not come from a throne, Aurangzeb. It comes from the hearts of the people. A wave of murmurs spreads through the court. Aurangzeb clenches his jaw, insulted by Shivaji's words. His ministers exchange nervous glances. The air is tense. Aurangzeb smirks, but inside he knows Shivaji is not a man who will break easily. Aurangzeb, spirit? What can spirit do against steel? Against an empire that stretches from the Himalayas to the Deccan? You speak of your people, but they are not here. You are alone, surrounded by my men. Tell me, who will save you now? You think mere words will help you escape? You are my prisoner now. Your kingdom belongs to me. Shivaji chuckles, taking a step forward, his voice thunderous, his eyes burning with fire. Shivaji, a king is never a prisoner. A king is in his people's hearts, in their courage. The walls of this court cannot contain the fire of Swarajya. Shivaji, mockingly, looking around the court. I must say, Aurangzeb, a king is never alone as long as he carries his people in his heart. You may think you have trapped me, Aurangzeb, but it is you who are blind. You sit here, surrounded by fear and deception, ruling through cruelty. But know this, an empire built on fear is weaker than a house of sand. Your court looks quite dull. Perhaps if you spent less time scheming and more time ruling wisely, people wouldn't flee from your empire as fast as I will. The ministers suppress their laughter. Aurangzeb's anger flares. He waves his hand, ordering the soldiers to take Shivaji away. But the Maratha warrior remains calm, his mind already working on his escape plan. Aurangzeb, frowning, his grip tightening on his throne. You dare lecture me? You who rebel against my rule? You who challenge the might of the Mughal Empire? Shivaji, his voice unwavering, his words cutting like a sword. I do not rebel against your rule. I refuse to be ruled. Freedom is not granted, it is taken with courage, and history shall remember, Shivaji Maharaj does not bow. The court is stunned, a murmur runs through the hall. Some admire his courage, others are afraid of Aurangzeb's reaction. Aurangzeb clenches his fist, his eyes narrowing, but deep inside, he knows Shivaji is not a man who can be broken. Aurangzeb, after a long silence, his voice low but menacing. You are bold, Shivaji, but boldness without wisdom is a fool's weapon. Let us see if your wit matches your words. Guards, take him away. As the guards move forward, Shivaji does not flinch. His eyes remain locked onto Aurangzeb's, unafraid, undefeated. The lion may be caged, but the fire in his heart burns stronger than ever. Fade to black. Aurangzeb, frowning, his voice laced with sarcasm. Do you think words will free you? This is not the battlefield, Shivaji. You stand in the Mughal court now. Shivaji, stepping forward, his eyes burning with fire. Yes, I stand in your court, Aurangzeb. But know this, a man's strength is not tested when he has his sword in hand, but when he stands alone and unarmed. The court murmurs again. Aurangzeb grips his throne, his patience thinning. The guards step forward. But Shivaji does not move, does not flinch. His gaze remains locked onto Aurangzeb's, unafraid, undefeated, unbroken. Shivaji, smiling, his final words echoing through the hall. History shall remember, Shivaji Maharaj does not bow. The screen fades to black, leaving the audience with a powerful sense of admiration, inspiration, and courage. The Great Escape. After facing Aurangzeb with unshakable courage, dimly lit, the sound of heavy chains echoes in the grand fortress where Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj is held under strict Mughal watch. Every corridor is filled with armed guards, and every move is being monitored. Aurangzeb believes Shivaji is trapped forever, but he underestimates the mind of a true warrior. Shivaji is held in a heavily guarded mansion in Agra. Shivaji Maharaj must now outsmart the Mughal Empire and escape from Agra. Mughal guard, mocking to his fellow soldier. They say Shivaji is a tiger, but a tiger in a cage is just a helpless beast. Shivaji, calmly with a knowing smile. A tiger is never trapped, my friend. He only waits for the right moment to strike. The guards laugh, unaware that Shivaji Maharaj has already begun planning his escape. His eyes scan the room, observing every detail. He knows that brute force won't work this time. Only intelligence and deception will set him free. This part will be thrilling, full of suspense, and show Shivaji's intelligence, strategy, and bravery. His trusted companion, Bahirji Naik, a master spy, sneaks in to discuss the plan. For weeks, Shivaji pretends to fall sick. His once strong posture now appears weak. His appetite reduces, his movements slow. The Mughal guards begin to believe that his spirit is broken. But behind closed doors, a brilliant plan is unfolding. Shivaji's loyal aides. Outside the prison, Shivaji's secret messengers are in action. They spread rumors that Shivaji has accepted his fate and will soon surrender to Aurangzeb's rule. The Mughals relaxed their security, believing that the Maratha king is no longer a threat. Bahirji, whispering, "Maharaj, everything is set. The fruit baskets will be our key."